Yo, what's up out there, comic peeps? Got a nice little short box here of new comics to share with you. So grab yourself a beverage and strap on in. First up, Haunted Horror. This is the reprint by Yo Comics. And this obviously features the iconic cover to Chamber of Chills number 19. I paid $19 for this online, which is pretty high because it's a $3.99 cover price, and I actually found I think like 1 through 5 for $1 before. This is number 1. It can sell for 30 to 40. So still at 19 is not a bad buy. It's not where I'd like it to be, but definitely a cool book. You're not really going to find them out in the wild too often. If you do, they probably will have it underpriced. Next up, I got Captain Marvel number 50 from the original series. This is the first appearance of Dr. Minerva, who was cast for the Captain Marvel movie. Might be a decent book. I think I paid like $7.50 for it. I picked up Cheetah was cast for the next Wonder Woman movie. So I've shown you over the years the first Barbara Minerva Cheetah, which is Wonder Woman 7 and 9 from Volume 2. Here's a couple decent books that are maybe a little bit cheaper. This is from New 52, Justice League number 13, which features Cheetah and Wonder Woman on the cover. This is the combo pack variant. So this has the same cover for the most part as the cover A. And then I also picked up the Alex Garner variant, which is really a nice cover. Definitely has caught my eye before. I never picked one up until now. Alex Garner did a lot of the when Wonder Woman went back to the 600 numbering, he did a lot of the 1 in 10 variants that are really starting to get popular. So I would say keep your eye out for these. Paid about $3 each for them. So they won't break your bank by any means. Here's a cool book. Ninja K number 4 from the newest series. First appearance of Ninja G. I mean, how long has it been, this series been going on where it's always been called Ninjak? And then this, when they just relaunched the new series, they decided, you know what, it was Ninja K the whole time. No, why didn't you know that? But I love this cover. I think I showed this before. This is my second copy because I think I got this for a decent price. Yeah, I paid $14 for it. It's a 1 in 20, I believe, or yeah, I think it's a 1 in 20. But I love this cover. Next up, I did manage picking up. Let me check something here. That's weird. Okay, did manage to pick up a Lady Death, the Unholy Ruin number 1, the Emerald City Comic Con variant, which they sold some of them online. The cool thing about these is they're all individually numbered. I think I paid like $25 for this. $24, I think. But the cool thing is I don't know why store variants haven't started doing something like this. They're all individually numbered, which is pretty cool. And that's actually printed on there as part of the cover, so that's pretty cool. Limited to $250, obviously. Picked these up mainly because I wanted the Venom vs. Carnage number 2, first Toxin. Still trying to complete sets of that. I probably have like 3 more sets of 1, 3, and 4. Trying to fill in the 2s, which are pretty popular now. Paid $20 for both of these off of eBay. Venom number 9, which is an awesome John Tyler Christopher cover. And this one's a little beat up. Not horrible, but not in the best condition. Also picked one of these up, store variants. I mean, it's an awesome cover. Probably paid too much. Just got sucked into the hype of it. They were about $34 each. And this is Infinity Countdown #1 Granoff cover. I also picked up one of these from the same retailer, $7.95 Spider-Man, the second print variant. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of definitely getting burned out. I think a lot of people are getting burned out on the different store variants and everything. Here's a book that I've never owned, and I figured by now I would have been able to find one fairly cheap at a convention or in a long box somewhere, but I just have never come across it. DC Spotlight #1. I ended up paying about $50 for this, but it's a pretty nice copy. It's not bone white, the cover, but it's pretty good. I think I might get it pressed and take a chance on it. First appearance of The Watchmen and Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns. This is basically a preview issue for those series and came out before them. So it's got a lot in terms of history of iconic comic series. So paid just a little bit over cover for Thanos 15, the second print variant featuring Cosmic Ghost Rider. Speaking of store variants, I did get one of these from the seller when they originally announced it. I got a pretty good deal on it, so it was right around 40 when they were selling them. If you watch this book, it got up to like near 400 if you were pre-selling them, which I hate when people do that, but it's the name of the game anymore. Alright, these I got from an online seller. I picked up a pretty decent set of Infinity Gauntlet for right around $40. Cool thing is a couple of these are newsstands. And right now the series is super hot. Nice high grade set will fetch you 100. I got a Punisher #36, which is the last issue I needed to complete the Barracuda story arc. I think I paid $2.50 for it. Here's a couple books you may want to look out for. I've shown one of them before, but I've never shown this other one because I've never had one. Marvel Age #8, which is a Stan Lee cover by Fred Hembeck, and the Marvel Fumetti book, which I think is probably the coolest Stan Lee cover as far as like a photo cover. I like it better than the other Marvel Age issue that has the cover that has the photo head close-up. I paid $2 each for those. Might want to keep an eye out for them. They're maybe worth something someday if you can pick them up cheap. Here was some pre-orders I did. I usually am not doing pre-orders anymore, but there was just kind of a perfect storm of a bunch of comics that I thought would be worth picking up. So I got the Supergirl Art Germ #18. All these ended up being like a little bit over cover price, which isn't great, but it's nice to have them. They came out different weeks. I was able to get them all from one person to ship at the same time. So paid one shipping flat fee and didn't have to go out weekly and try and hunt them down at shops. Batgirl #20, the variant cover, pretty sweet Adam Hughes cover. Thanos 13, second print. Of course, we all know that book by now. And I also got a 16, and I got the 17 Ward variant. So I picked all those up pre-order, which ended up being a pretty wise investment. I think the Supergirl and the Batgirl covers long term have a lot of potential as well. Alright, here's some I picked up on Movie Spec, and the seller had a couple other books that I've always been keeping an eye out for. Now this book, there's not really any spec here in terms of why this book would be worth anything. This is Superboy #231. but it's a giant size, a 9.8 if you can get a high grade. Now the seller had this listed as a near mint, so I figured I'd take a chance on it. But if you can get this in a graded 9.8, you can get over $200 for it. I paid $6 for it. It's probably worth about that raw. It's Mike Grell cover, which is cool. But so I took a chance on it. It's not quite where I think it would work out to be a 9.8, but yeah, it's one of those books where you really have to see it in hand to know, because otherwise you probably don't really want it for your collection. Maybe you do. Who knows? All right, this is my first copy of this Hulk 141, first Doc Samson. Paid $20 for it. Pretty nice copy. The only thing is the staples are rusty. Otherwise, it's pretty nice. And I really am not a fan of rusted staples, but I don't have this book. I always keep an eye out for it. I think someday it's, who knows, someday, that's what you say now, but I've never had it, so I figured might as well add it, because what I was really after was this book. It was advertised as near mint. Mr. Miracle #4, first appearance of Big Barda, and I said I'd pick this up because of movie speculation. They're talking about doing a Jack Kirby's Fourth World, and the director likes the idea of having Big Barda in it. This book has been going up for the past 5 years. I mean, I've picked up not many, but this is the 4th copy that I've picked up. None of them been this high grade. I think it's probably close to a near mint. Paid $62 for it. I'm not mad at all about that. So, cool book to get in a nice high grade. And who knows down the line. Oh, another movie book here, so what did I pay for this? Oh, okay, I got this. This was at a local shop that was having a sale. Black Panther #4, first appearance of the White Wolf, who is, in the comic book story, is a like an outsider who becomes a Wakandan, I believe is how it goes. And it's rumored that in the Avengers movie, Bucky will become the White Wolf, not Captain America, as has been speculated on for 5 years. So it's kind of interesting, and this book shot up pretty quick. Now it's back down to about $15. I paid almost $3 for it. Also picked this up for $3.50. Black Panther, the J. Scott Campbell Shuri cover. Can't beat that. $2.50 for Punisher 31, first Barracuda. They had the whole run except number 36 again, which I don't know if that's like a harder book to find or what. But I didn't get them. They were all about $2.50, but might have been worth it actually. But I usually don't have too hard of a time finding the other Barracuda books. 31 is the one you want, obviously. So happy to get that for that price. Spawn #282, picked up for about $2.50. I believe this completes my run of the Dark Horror story arc, which is basically the origin of this character, which we now know as Misery, not Dark Mirror, which was originally kind of speculated on. They really teased the heck out of the character and still have not named her that, but it was announced that she's going to have her own series, and that's what the series is going to be called, Misery. So in terms of first appearance of Misery, I'm saying it's the #1 of the own series at this point. Up till this point, it's always been Cyan in my eyes. I've read the whole series. I like it a lot. All right, I also picked up a Ninja Turtles #1, the color reprint. That was about $4. There is an Air version of this. This is not it, but it's about probably a couple bucks under market price. $2.50 for a Venom 38, first Manic. Not Maniac, Manic, right? The woman Venom symbiote. Wonder Woman #9, I paid $7 for that, first full Cheetah. And then, so that was all I got from that shop. Pretty decent haul, I'd say. I went to another store that was having a one day only dollar dollar sale, and these were books that supposedly had never been out before, or they weren't part of the regular shop stock, like if you walked in every day. So I found some really good. It was actually really worth it. The store was about 45 minutes away, so I figured I'd take a chance, and so I got all these for $1. All New Wolverine #6. I picked up 2 copies of that. It's got Gabby and the other 2 sisters on the cover, the 4 sisters. And then I also picked up some of the other All New Wolverine 10 through 13, all for $1 each. I really like this series. Tom Taylor has written the whole thing so far, I believe. It's a good series. I like it, except for one story arc. I've liked it a lot. Here was a find that I did not know exactly what it was. In terms of, I knew it was a variant, obviously a design variant, but it turns out this is a 1 in 50, and supposedly it's Alex Ross cover of Wasp, which, you know, this may, down the line, this may come out once the Ant-Man and Wasp movie comes out. It may be worth taking a look at that point. And it was only $1, so I figured why not take a chance on it. Archer and Armstrong #0. I think, I don't know if I've ever owned this book. Obviously, it's been around forever. First appearance, I collected during the Valiant boom, was when I first started collecting. And I don't know that I ever picked one up. Maybe at one point I had one. But this was $1, so certainly wasn't going to pass that up. Avengers Standoff Alpha #1. This is the 1 per store variant. It's a black and white. It's got this cool Gwenpool kind of as a child cover. It was hot for like a day, and now it's not. But I think it's still worth $1. This was probably the best find, although I was actually really surprised. It looked like nobody had been through the books, and they'd been out for a couple hours. Batgirl 12 and 13. I didn't realize how crazy 12 is now. It's going for, I saw one just sold for $100 raw. It is, this copy is not like a near mint, but I'm not, I'm not going to complain for $1. It's a decent copy. It's a decent copy, we'll say that. It's mid-grade, like, fine, probably. Batman Spawn War Devil. I don't know, I picked it up for $1, why not? This was the first stack of Valiant that I found where I was like, oh, they obviously had like most of it, you know, I've shown a couple moderns, a couple new books, but most of it was 90s Drek. And scattered in it was some pretty decent Valiant stuff. These were all $1. I got, obviously, Bloodshot #1 and 6 and 7. First, Ninja K or Ninjak, however you want to pronounce it. 5 copies of each. Nice, pretty much just bagged and boarded. You know, that was in the hype days. Dead World #1. Not really any spec, just a cool cover and a horror book. Number 10 is what you want to find, because that's the first appearance of the Crow on the back cover. Was not in the boxes, unfortunately. Demon Annual #2. First appearance of Hitman. This book heated up pretty recently because they're talking about maybe doing a TV show with Hitman. And I could see why. Garth Ennis, you know, if they did make it, it would be his potentially third show. So it's kind of just like a hot writer. He's a great writer, obviously. I don't know about making a show of it. It's kind of like Marvel's version of Preacher. These were really nice copies. I was very surprised to find these for $1. Tech 574, which is kind of an homage cover. And then the McFarlane covers 577 and 78. Really nice high grade copies. The only thing is it's got a little bit of a spine roll, but super nice copies for $1. Can't beat that. I would say not. So the second big find was, again, I was really surprised to find these. There was 2 copies of Eternal Warrior #4, first appearance of Bloodshot. And now that Vin Diesel's confirmed for a movie, we'll see what happens. Okay, here's some bad spec, I would say. Factor X #1. This is the first appearance of the Bedlam brothers. Now, this does not take place in the regular Marvel continuity. I think this is like Earth 295 or something. It's a part of the Age of Apocalypse storyline. So Bedlam will be in the Deadpool movie. That's Terry Crews. The first appearance of his character in Marvel continuity is X-Force #82. These came out around the same time. I don't know what the actual difference in years is, but people are buying this book as well as the other one. So for $1, why not? Night Watch, supposedly Spike Lee wants to do a movie. I think it's the Marvel ripoff of Spawn, basically. This isn't his first appearance, but I got the deluxe hollow foil cover and the standard cover for $1. Whatever. And then another Valiant was Rye #9, the gold edition. Not really a sought after book anymore. Doesn't go for that much. And Solar #2, which is a good book for $1. And finally, Spawn Batman. This is not the newsstand, unfortunately, but it's a real nice, sharp copy for $1. Not mad about that. So that's my haul. Thanks for watching. Keep trolling those dollar boxes.